Alright guys, welcome back to FX Action Trader YouTube channel. My name is Chuan, and in this video, I'm going to share with you the weekly market analysis for the upcoming week. And in this video, there's something happened to my camera, so I couldn't show my face here. But no worries, we are still going to carry on as usual. And before we start, please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and also make sure that you are following us on Facebook and also Instagram in order to not miss out all the updates from us. And also make sure that you have joined our Telegram group discussion in order to get more interaction with us and also get more updates from us. Alright, so before we start the analysis for this week, I would like to share with you one of my trade call last week on this pound yen dollar. So on last week, I have given this sell trade call on this pound yen, and currently my first take profit level has been hit, and I'm waiting for market to consolidate, or I'm waiting for market to continue to move on and see whether that the market can reach my take profit level 2 or not. Alright, so let us go into this trade, and I'm going to explain to you why I took a sell trade on this trade. Alright, so on your screen now, you can see that this is actually the the pound yen chart, and on this is on a H1. And let us go to the higher time frame, and on this daily time frame, we can see that on first thing is that on the recent market structure, we can see that there is a very obvious uptrend. But if we look a bigger picture, we can see that market is actually at the previous daily top level, at the previous daily high level, where the market is now retesting this resistance level. And on H1 chart, we can see that previous market was an uptrend. Alright, it's very easy for us to identify an uptrend. We can just identify the high, the higher high, and also the higher low. By using these two, we can easily identify any market trend regardless of the time frame. Alright, so on this H1 chart, we can see that market was actually in an uptrend, and after market trying to test the resistance level, or market is nearby the resistance level, what market did was the uptrend did not show any symptoms of trend continuation, but in fact we can see that the market actually started to consolidate, or the market just went into a sideways structure. Alright, and what does this mean? Alright, so for your information, you have to take note on this. If the bullish trend is very strong, so during the retest of the resistance level, we should see a very strong breakout of the resistance level, followed by a pullback and continue by another bullish breakout. So this is a very strong, or a very solid confirmation of a trend continuation. But at here, what we can see is that market is actually went into a sideways structure. So this means that most of the traders, or most of the financial institutions, they are not willing to place their buy orders at this level, and they are closing their buy orders, and the sellers are coming in. The sellers are coming into the market. So what we can see is that my entry point was at here after this trend line break. After this trend line break, so when market was retesting this sideways structure support level somewhere around here, I did not see a very good sign of a bullish continuation. In fact, there are 3 bearish candles here, followed by a very strong break below this support level. So I took a short trade at here, and I would take my first take profit level has been hit, was at about 141.2, somewhere around here. 141.2, yes, somewhere around here. So my first take profit level has been hit, and now I'm already going to set my trade into a break-even trade, and I will just let the market do the remaining. And let's see if the market can hit my second take profit level when the market opens on Monday. Alright, so let us back to this week market analysis. Alright, so on your screen now you can see that this is actually a euro dollar chart, and on daily chart we did not see a very strong symptoms of trend continuation. So on last week we were taking note about the level here. Alright, this was a very important key level in order for the market to continue to continue in an uptrend. But last week we see that this key level was actually broken down, and market pull back and forms another high another lower high at here. So at here we can see that market is actually forming lower high, and also lower low and lower low. So this has become a very strong symptoms or a very solid characteristic of a downtrend structure. And at this time being, we should only focus on a short trade instead of a buy trade. Alright, so I hope you get this. This is a very important and a very easy way to identify trend, but most of the people, they are still getting this wrong. Alright, and if you do not know how to spot a very good if you do not know how to spot trend in a very accurate way, you can always make use of trend line so that you can see the market in a better way, or you can always switch your chart into a line chart so you can see that market was in an uptrend, something like an uptrend and consolidation, and market just break, and we can see that both lower highs very clearly on a line chart. Alright, so let us back to the candlestick chart. So on this week market, I'm still going to look for a short trade. Alright, let me extend this. I'm still going to look for a short trade, but I'm not going to sell at low. I'm waiting for a pullback. I'm actually waiting for a pullback. So if you see that this pullback area is actually a confluence zone between the previous support level, and this level might turn into a resistance level during market open. So I don't know, we just leave it to the market, and what we do is that we just trade accordingly to what we have seen, or we just trade accordingly to what market is trying to show us. So in a nutshell, I'm going to wait for a short trade at this area. Alright, so for the euro dollar, I'm going to wait for a short signal. And let us have a look on the pound dollar. Alright, so on the pound dollar, this is a H4 chart. So on this H4 chart, what I can see is that I can see two things. Alright, so the first thing is that market is trying to break out of this previous high level but failed. We can see that there is first attempt but market rejected, and the second attempt with a stronger bullish candle. But what happened next was the buying momentum just disappeared, or the buying momentum just got beaten by the selling momentum. Alright, because we can see that market did not continue to remain in the bullish condition after this strong bullish candle. In fact, market is slowing down, and we can see that the bearish candle is getting bigger and bigger, meaning that in this time being, there are more sellers in the market compared to the buyers. So for time being, we should only focus on a short trade. And also, this is a very typical or a very nice double top pattern, which is also in the confluence zone with the previous daily or H4 resistance level. So this is a very good signal for us to go to a lower time frame and look for a short signal. So I'm going to wait for market to retest this neckline. Alright, so whenever we are trading on the double top, there are two areas for us to look for a trade. So the first area is always that market pull back to this neckline, and we can look for a short signal on lower time frame. Or if you are a more conservative trader, you can wait for market to retest the previous resistance or the top level of this market structure or the top level of this chart pattern, and you can get a very good risk and reward just by placing your stop loss right above the structure, and you can always maximize your take profit level until the next support structure or the next key level. So this is for a more conservative trader. So but for me, I would take a short trade whenever market pull back to this neckline area, and as long as market did not break above this structure, I'm still going to look for a sell signal for the pound dollar. Right, I hope that this is clear for you to understand. And let us move on to the next pair, Aussie dollar. Alright, so Aussie dollar, last week there is a break of the trend line. Alright, I was expecting that market is trying to do some bullish continuation at this level. I was expecting that this trend line is going to be respected, but somehow, you know, market, we cannot control the market. We have to trade, or we have to do on what? We have to just obey to the market rules and the market structure. Alright, so at here, what I can see is that this pair has actually gone into a sideways structure. Alright, this pair has actually gone into a sideways structure. So there are only two levels for me to look for a buy. If this level is broken, yes, I can go for a buy trade. But as long as the market did not break up of this level, or in fact, if market break below this level, and then this level will be a very nice level for me to look for a short trade. Alright, anything happens at the middle, I'm not going to take a trade whenever market is ranging, or whenever market is running on between the sideways level, or I can wait for a short trade at the top level like this, provided we see a very solid confirmation on a lower time frame. Alright, but normally whenever the market is in a sideways condition, what we do is that we just keep in view for this pair, we keep on monitoring, and we are trying to look for other pair for a better trading opportunity. Alright, so let us go on the gold. So on gold, on daily chart, there is a break of this support level. Right, market has retested this support level for quite some time, and we can see that the next level, or the next demand zone, the next fresh zone is actually at here. If we base on the daily chart, it's about 17.70, and if we go to the H4 chart, we can actually see that there is a H4 trend line broken. Alright, there's a H4 trend line broken at here, and we can continue to look for a short trade with a final take profit level at 17.80 or 17.70, around this level, and the safest stop loss just right above this previous top level. There is a double top here, and followed by a trend line break. Right, but gold recently is very volatile, so please trade accordingly to your account size, and also trade wisely with a proper risk and money management. So let us move to the yen pair. So this is the dollar yen. Alright, so on dollar yen, on daily chart, market is still in a very strong downward trend. So let us see if we can find any good signal on the H4. So on H4, if we just join all the dots together, there is actually a trend line break here, and market is retesting this support level. So personally, I will not take this trade for a valid buy trade unless market break out of this structure here. Alright, unless market break out of this structure here. But do take note that this is actually the daily trend line. This is actually the daily trend line. So it's better for us to just keep in view for this pair. Alright, I will update accordingly on my Telegram channel. So please make sure that you are inside my channel. And let us go to the Euro Yen. Alright, so Euro Yen, I think that this pair is much more interesting compared to the Dollar Yen. So firstly, we can see that market break out of the sideways structure here, but market is failing to continue in an uptrend. So what did market do is that market break back into the sideways structure again, and if we go on H1, we can even see a better picture. Alright, this is some sort like a head and shoulder pattern, and market break back into this sideways structure again, and we can see that market starts to go consolidating, or market starts to go sideways again until a breakout of this support level. So once this level is broken, market pull back again, and this continuation signal or this bearish engulfing candlestick is a very good symptoms of market is likely to continue in a downtrend instead of an uptrend. Alright, so if we back to H4, and if we just mark our most recent key level, we can find that this is actually the level the market has been tested for many times, because this is on a H4 chart. And what we can do is that we can either just wait for a pullback to this level, or we can just use our Fibonacci tools, and we are going to anticipate that market is going to pull back to 50% of this level, and at here we can look for another short trade at our lower time frame. Alright, we are not going to counter the trend, we just trade accordingly to what market is trying to show us. And of course, back to this pound yen. Pound yen, of course, I'm going to hold my short trade, as market has shown us some signals or some patterns of a trend reversal. And my very safe take profit level, if you take note that I actually do my take profit at the fresh zone of this H4. Alright, because market might respect this level, market do a very deep pullback to this level, and market continue to the previous direction, which is an uptrend. So by being a good trader, you should know very exactly what is the safest level for you to exit the trade, or at which point you should just take your profit and leave market. Alright, so let us go for one more pair. Right, Euro Aussie. So Euro Aussie, I believe that last week I mentioned that market is clearly in a downtrend, so we shouldn't go for a buy trade, or we shouldn't go for a long signal. In fact, when we already identify what market trend is, we should only focus on one direction, and we just trade along with that direction until market proves us wrong, or until market shows us a very clear signal of trend reversal. Alright, so on daily chart, very obviously market is in the downtrend. So on H4, if we just highlight our recent key level, is actually here. So if you did not manage to enter a short trade here, let us go to a smaller time frame. If you did not manage to enter a short trade here, you can always wait for the pullback, and you can just narrow down your zones to become a more accurate zones on the lower time frame, depending on what type of trader are you. So you can either sell at this level, or if you are a more conservative trader, you can also wait for market to actually break down of this lower low, and market do a pullback, and at here only you take your short trade. Alright, only you take your short trade. So there are many ways to trade this market, regardless you are an intraday trader, or you are a swing trader, or you are even a scalper. But the most important rules for everyone is that first thing first, you need to know that what market trend is currently running, and you should look for buy or you should look for sell. All right, do not get obsessed with the sideways structure, or don't make things complicated. You can easily identify the trend using H4 or even H1 by just spotting the characteristic that I've been telling you since early of this video. Alright, so thank you guys for staying with me on this video, and do join my Telegram group and also Telegram channel in order to get more updates and get more interaction with me and also my trading team. Alright, I will see you guys on next video. Thank you and have a good day. Goodbye.